Ice bucket.
The alcoholic drinks and everything that goes with. As expected, fresh ice and.
If I was right about the tongs, I know I've played this before, but I had.
Constable Zelda.
That wasn't.
What is the meaning of this?
I don't know anything. I promise.
Light-fingered nowadays?
I'm gonna borrow
I
it.
need this tool for a criminal investigation.
Well then, why didn't you say so? So, how are you getting along? Can I be of any help?
Actually, you could answer a few
I
questions.
guess I'm interviewing him now.
What was your experience of last night?
Oh, terrible. Dinner was fantastic. Everyone was his.
You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care for my passengers.
Care for those passengers.
But when the alarm goes off, I lose the battle.
Hilarious.
How was the Baroness?
She really surprised me. After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face.
I can read faster than talking.
Arrived in the early evening in the best of moods.
In the best of
Did
moods.
she say anything to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to. The whole ship will be there. And
Interesting.
she seemed to like the idea. Then she came back and seemed very happy.
But at some point she didn't feel well anymore?
She overdid it a bit. She suddenly started to swoon.
She was probably drunk
Almost
too.
spilled a drink. I asked her if she wanted to rest for a moment in her cabin. At first, but then she realized that we left together.
You know the rest of the story. Poisoned
Did everyone
champagne.
drink from the same bottle of champagne last night?
There was more than one bottle, if that's what you mean. There were quite a few guests, and the event lasted several hours.
The last bottle of champagne, the one the Baroness drank from, did anyone else drink from it?
Yes,
Certainly.
you did.
We have reason to believe that the champagne was drugged.
Incredible. But wouldn't that have made everyone drowsy?
Not
Perhaps.
if it was only the Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see.
And yours,
That's possible.
Mr. Zellner.
On a night like that, many glasses are filled and emptied. There are several stewards, many guests. No one.
A few drops in a glass?
Crazy.
The glass you handed me last night, where did you get it?
Ah, I understand. You think your glass was poisoned as well?
It was.
Did you pour it yourself?
No. I saw that you weren't doing so well and wanted to rescue the situation. I took the first available glass and I give it to you.
Was it on the table?
No, I hurry over to you, together with Dr. Gebhardt, who, of course...
Oh, you gonna blame
he had
Dr.
the glass in
Gebhardt?
his hand. He was looking around for a place to set it down, so that he could examine you. I took
Interesting.
it from him.
And gave it to me.
I'd like to apologize for that, but you look so worse for the wear, and I just wanted to comfort you. I didn't think of looking for a
So
new
either
glass.
Gebhardt was about to drink it or he was about to give it to
So
somebody.
the doctor had the drugged glass in his hand. Is it
Or
possible
he's
to
lying.
find out where the alarm was set off?
I'm afraid not. There are alarms all over the ship.
I saw that they're sealed. Can't we just check whether the seal is broken?
Oh,
Afraid
they're
They're
old.
gonna be missing on a lot of alarms. You know, this is an old ship, and over the years,
So, you're saying that the alarms haven't been regularly maintained?
I'll inform the crew immediately, of course.
Yeah,
Of
sure.
course. What can you tell me about the passengers?
Oh, not that much, I'm afraid. I wanted to get to know them properly at the reception. In most cases, I just shook hands with them as they boarded the ship. There are a few regulars.
It's very
on
happy
board,
music.
and
Reminds me of the
after
50s.
dinner, I had a conversation with Mr. Kreutzer, a talented violinist. But
Yeah, okay, that's
you
fine.
already know them from...
It seems like there aren't that many passengers on board.
These bloody airplanes are making our lives miserable. Can you imagine? Grown men prefer to jam themselves into a...
Yep.
It's all about saving time.
It shouldn't be about how much time it takes to get from A to B, but about how you spend...
I'll get
Depends
back
on
to my
why I'm going
investigations.
somewhere.
Ciao, Constable.
I'll talk to Lady Westmacott later. I want to see if these tongs are actually enough to get into the vase. I was thinking like tongs are a ladle, and it seemed to be tongs immediately. So I'm kind of like, oh wow, didn't realize I was gonna get that right that fast. Okay, tongs. Watch, it's not gonna work. Why did it say use pliers?
Could work. There's something in there. Ah.
Oh, I did get it, okay.
Someone stuffed this in the vase.
Has it been there a long
Looks
time?
like it's been used to muffle a gunshot. If this isn't an important discovery, I don't
How
know
would
what
that
is.
muffle a gunshot? That would not
Legrand,
muffle a
here I
gunshot,
come.
for sure.
The door frame was damaged when Dr. Gebhardt kicked it in. The real question is, why was the door locked in the first place?
There's no way out of here, is there? Wait a minute.
There should be a ventilation shaft behind the hatch. Usually a good way to break in and out undetected. But we're on a ship.
The ventilation shaft at the top
shafts
isn't
are
running.
very small here.
I don't know how you would get up that, though. But that would make sense. That's why the fan isn't working.
I can't say why, and it seems impossible. But something tells me that the murderer entered and left the cabin through the door. The only question is how.
The door? I clicked on this up here, not the door. I don't... I feel like that's important, but maybe not.
Assuming the murderer isn't a magician,
I clicked on the
and
door,
the
leave.
Baroness locked the door herself before she went to bed, the murderer couldn't have left the cabin through the door.
The
So,
opposite of what he just
the
said.
murderer
Where he
must
said,
have
oh,
still
they
been
totally
in
used the
here
door.
when Dr. Gebhardt
The
the door,
murderers used
which
the door.
is unlikely because someone would have seen him, or he found another way out of the cabin.
Unless it's this porthole. It's gotta be that. But I don't know how you would do it. Let's talk to Legrand about the gun muffling handkerchief we found. Made out of
A
magic, apparently.
singed pillowcase is
It's about to fall over every time he walks. Then we'll talk to Lady
It's-
Westmacott.
Hector?
What did you just drop? Like an old drug. What's up, buddy?
Can't you knock?
I didn't realize.
What's he doing?
Really?
I'm not getting anywhere. I'm going to question each passenger individually. Anyone without an airtight alibi will be checked for gunshot
Very
risk.
washed out room.
But Inspector,
People trip up when you put pressure on them, Constable Zellner. The Raven is nervous. He's changed his methodology and become a murderer.
Wait. I have evidence for you, idiot.
I'll see it in his eyes. After you.
but Inspector Legrand.
You gotta be a little bit more assertive there, buddy. You're a constable.
We have no proof that the Raven and the murderer are the same person.
You may not know it, but I do. I will catch him with or without your help.
You gotta tell him about the other stuff we got? Nope, we're just gonna be stupid. Okay.
I don't believe it. What's gotten into him? Oh, well.
Lack
It
of
makes
sleep.
no sense to tell him about my
Maybe.
theories if his opinion is already set. I
We have
need
evidence. We have importance to...
Or better
Alright,
yet,
whatever.
the murderer. I need to get him, and I really need to talk to the stowaway.
Can we sneak into the old Legrand room?
Legrand locked the door.
Pick it. I don't have a lockpick set, but...
The lock isn't especially secure.
Okay, I guess we can pick it. We just need to find something to pick it with. Tongs. Nope. I still have the tongs. Guess that means I could use them for
Neither
another
Dr.
purpose.
Gebhardt nor Constable Oliver can keep up with Legrand's pace. But in contrast to good old Robert, the doctor... I wonder what would happen if Legrand... Dr. Gebhardt locked something...
Yes, or. What's this? Alright. Let's go see what Lady Westmacott wants. Come on, walk a little faster. You got places to be, sir. Oh. Now he's up here. I mean, duh, but...
As I said, I was in my cabin.
Are you sure that it was your cabin and not the Baroness's?
Legrand will question the
Not a
guests
very good interviewer.
one after another. But if he doesn't get the answers that he wants to hear, it could become unpleasant for them.
It's not how you conduct interviews.
Mr.
He's nervous, but
Kreutzer
still.
clearly feels uneasy. But does Legrand actually think he's the rape? Legrand is he still seems pretty annoyed.
You don't do an
The
interrogation in
violinist
public
seems to be
like
bearing
that,
the brunt.
first of all.
Mr.
Can't do anything.
Kreutzer clearly.
Okay. I'd like to
Lady
talk to Lady
Westmacott
Westmacott.
seems to be an early bird, but maybe that's just because of all the excitement. I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train. She's eager to be part of a real detective story.
See how she's doing.
Lady Westmacott, already on your... Oh,
Constable, don't you think before you speak?
Wheelchair.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No time for chit-chat. What have you found out?
We're still working on the case. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you.
What if
Please,
it's
go
her?
ahead.
That'd be interesting.
What did you think of our adventure on the train? An extraordinary story, isn't it?
I'm glad that you were able to prove yourself, Mr. Zellner.
Hopefully not for the last time.
I'm glad that everything ended well. I want to thank you sincerely for taking care of Matthew. I can't bear to think about something happening to him.
Whatever happened to my
worked out
heart
in the
pills that
end.
I threw into the water?
Do you think that the thief from the train and the murderer are the same person?
I think the new Raven is capable of anything.
Legrand believes there is no new Raven. He thinks that the old one has returned.
He said that.
Do you think it's possible? Everyone thinks he's dead.
As a dramatist, the return of the Raven would certainly be delightful. A legend comes back from the grave for one last job. At the same
I look
time,
for
though,
romance.
I'd be disappointed.
Why is that?
I followed the Raven's career closely. There weren't many burglars with such character and charm. His burglaries were clever and entertaining, but he was sloppy in London. He almost got caught, and I'll never forgive him for the affair on the train. No, I would much rather that the Raven stayed dead and had nothing to do with the burglary or the murder.
What do you think? Who is our suspect?
Everyone.
doesn't have any
or
evidence.
Almost.
Why are we
everyone.
asking her?
Everyone on board is physically capable of shooting someone, but who has the
You don't have to
dark
be.
desire to take the life of a defenseless person?
It's pretty easy to
One
pull a
cannot
trigger,
read
right?
minds.
And one should not try.
Not
You
easy to
have
aim.
to collect evidence,
But
traces,
still.
clues. That's what will lead us to the killer. It won't be like a bad crime novel, in which they introduce a new character shortly before the end who, surprise, surprise, is also the murderer.
Murderers leave evidence. They're nervous or unnaturally relaxed. They have to adjust constantly.
And because of that, they make mistakes. This is your chance, Constable. If you find the mistake, you'll find your murderer.
Murder of
Have you noticed anything related to the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was already in my cabin and missed all the commotion. Damnable old age.
You're telling me.
Oh, you're still young. At my age, you have to expect that you won't experience much anymore. And although I've written about murder so many times, I've never actually witnessed one. How exciting.
I doubt everyone is so relaxed in such a situation.
Heartless is the word you're
How
searching
could you be
for,
so
right, Constable?
heartless?
I certainly didn't want the Baroness to be murdered, but if I can't undo it, then I might as well enjoy it.
I'm really enjoying this music.
What do you think
Very
of
happy
Inspector
music.
Legrand?
He seems to be as skilled as everyone says. Intelligent, focused. I had a chat with him yesterday, and he impressed me, but there's something haunted in his eyes.
I don't think he ever really stopped hunting the Raven.
Catching the Raven made him famous. What if he actually shot the wrong person? Unjustified fame bothers people, the good ones at least.
And you think he's one of the good ones?
Anyone who tries so hard to tear down his own memorial must be honorable. Or insane.
Crazy. Alright. Questioning. and then we
How
say
is the
goodbye.
questioning going?
Are you implying that I'm an eavesdropper? The inspector is placing a lot of pressure on our dear Mr. Kreutzer. He's the only one who was on the train and who doesn't have an alibi for last night.
Perhaps. But him? A murderer?
I know people like him. He doesn't have enough backbone to kill someone in cold blood and remain so calm. He'd turn it into a drama and then a farce. Drink himself insensible, and then, railing at fate,
Pitch himself into the sea, I know.
forget him. Legrand is wasting his time. Mr. Kreutzer just
I
happens.
expect everybody, though, right?
Cultured? Moves among the rich and famous?
I'll eat his violin if he's the raven or the murderer.
I
Love
have
to see
to be
her,
going, Lady
do that.
Westmacott.
Please keep me informed.
Of course.
No, why would I do that? All right, can I just
Legrand
look at him
will
again?
attend to the entire... I won't talk to him again until I'm ready. Mr. Kreutzer.
All right, that's new. No, not new information. Let's go see. Let's go outside. What do I do with this? Nothing. Oh, I bet you I can look into it once I pick the lock. He said wire. I don't know. Let's go see about talking to the Oliver. It's not a constable. What is it? Maybe he is Constable Oliver. Yep, Constable Oliver.
What do you want?
Inspector Legrand is questioning the first of the passengers in the saloon.
And?
It will be hours before he gets to the stowaway.
And?
We'll save time if I
And?
question him.
We'd also save time if you stopped asking me the same things over and over again. I will not let you in. What time is it, by the way?
Got an appointment?
No, but I'm hungry.
Go and get yourself something. I'll mind the door in the meantime.
Aha. You could
Okay,
bring
fine.
me something, though.
Starve then. Go get it yourself. Let's be nice to him, though.
So, what do you want to eat?
Oh, anything. An apple or something like that.
Leave it with
Not a
me.
lot of food.
Yeah, thanks.
The bottle should be full of water. Unless the... No way
Okay.
to verify that.
Alright, let me go talk to this stupid kid. What are those two?
Matt is keeping himself busy with that strange game. He seems to be okay again, but I think he'd be running around all over the
Kinda
place if
know.
he'd really
I know
come
who he
to terms
is.
with what happened on
Maybe
the
that's
train.
Lady Westmacott's person. Must be.
Hello there,
Flirt
partner.
over there.
Hi.
Are you all right?
Uh-huh.
Have you recovered from our adventure?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Zellner,
Hmm?
Yes.
what's going on?
What do you mean?
Murder.
Everybody's acting so strange, and there's tape across that.
You don't have to.
Is it about the man?
It might be a...
Haven't you?
Sorry, I'm skipping
working
it.
on it.
Okay.
I mean, I could read it, and he's not saying anything
I heard
important.
you and your mom used to argue a lot.
We did. Everything was bad. The house, school, the other
kids.
We didn't have much money, and I was always alone.
You do know that your
A lot
mother
of money
would
now.
love to have...
She wouldn't have had to, if Dad were still around.
Where did Dad go? The war?
And how do you get along with her now?
I'm always happy when we do something together on vacation. She has more time for me now,
Oh,
and I
Lady
like my
Westmacott
boarding
was
school.
the helpful
I have
one, I
lots
bet.
of friends, and the teachers aren't so bad.
I hate teachers.
Your mother and
It's not true.
Professor Lucien seem to be on very good terms with each other.
Mm,
Don't you like him?
They never
don't
like.
know.
He seems...
I guess.
All right. Can we just move on here? Lady
Lady
Westmacott.
Westmacott is all by herself.
Sure, the lady tells exciting stories.
Oh, go
I
visit
know.
her.
She's my favorite writer.
She told me that it's not much fun to write detective novels. She'd rather write something else, but her fans always...
They made her rich.
I told
Yeah,
her
that's
to
how
write
that
what
works.
she wants to write. If it's good, someone will buy it. And if not, at least she had fun writing it. Then she smiled and
How nice
nodded.
of this kid.
She said it was a good
What a
idea.
nice kid. The game.
What are you
I guess we
playing
just
there?
lost.
I'm playing shuffleboard. At least I'm trying to.
She knows
Never
what it
played it
is.
before.
It's easy. Professor Lucien explained it to me.
And who won?
We didn't play.
You didn't want to play with him, did you?
Shrug.
You want to play a game with me?
No,
Sure.
we don't have time. Okay, I guess we were playing.
Then let's get started.
I only kind of
Oh,
remember
yeah.
the rules, I
What
think.
are we playing
but it's
for?
fine, whatever, we'll play.
I thought we'd just play for fun.
That's boring. We have
Alright,
to
we play
bet
for you shutting your mouth.
something. Otherwise, it isn't.
Over you, kid.
You English people.
So I'll bet my brand new slingshot. And you?
I don't
He's
want
English?
to gamble.
How about ice cream in Cairo?
Okay. If I win, I get the slingshot. If
I
I
use the
lose,
slingshot for.
I get an ice cream in Cairo.
Hey! Never try to cheat Matt Miller.
That's a
So,
classic
What do
trick.
you say? Ice cream
Tails,
versus
heads.
slingshot?
Heads I win, tails you
All right.
lose.
Let the
Essentially.
games begin.
Really? How do I... Well, this isn't going well. I don't understand how to... Oh, well, you know what, though? I just smack into the back of the red. That was my strategy all along. I don't know if that would work again, so let's just see what half power does. Oh my god, that was some power. Okay. I guess I understand how this works now. This is going really poorly for Matt here. Let's just swoosh on by there. Okay, well. This is -10. That means I have 0. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this now. So let's do one of these, shall we? 4. Oh, do I need to be completely over it? Oh, okay, no, we're good. No, he's gonna make me -10 because of that. I need to get the blue out of there. That's what I need to do. Okay. Alright. Let's keep that up. I still won.
That's it.
Oh, man.
The athlete wins the day.
One more
It's one of
time.
the worst games
No,
I've ever
that's
seen.
enough for me.
Shuffleboard in my
Alright.
life.
Here.
Some
Are you
program had to
sure?
spend months
Gambling
making
debts
that
are debts
in
of
this
honor.
game.
I'll give it back to you when I don't need it anymore, okay?
Okay. But make sure my mom doesn't catch you with it. She thinks it's dangerous.
Well, it is super dangerous, kid. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. Alright, stop flirting and talk to me.
Miss Miller and the professor
Sounds like a
are
Sim song
talking
right there.
intensely.
Do,
She seems pretty relaxed, by her standards.
Is he standing in front of him, just like thinking about him, just like from right
Good
in front
morning,
of him? 'Cause
Miss
that's awkward.
Miller. Professor Lucien?
Constable Zellner, how are you? I heard you passed out last night.
Well, not quite. I was poisoned.
Oh,
Oh.
That wretch!
What?
Who do you mean by that wretch?
That stowaway! That new raven!
The young man can't be the murderer. Constable Oliver had already apprehended him when the shot was fired.
You mean...
Whoever killed the Baroness is still on the loose.
Yeah, you guys are busy flirting over here in the corner.
I should take my leave. I'd like to rest for a while.
One
Yeah,
last
it's pretty
question,
suspicious.
Professor.
Key to the safe?
The safe in Legrand's cabin can only be opened with 3 keys. Am I right?
That's correct. We sent the first to Monsieur Mokhtar of the Egyptian Museum via air freight. I have one, and the inspector has the other.
But it was originally planned that someone else should carry the 3rd key, right?
The
You
Baroness.
are well informed, Constable. Baroness von Trebitz should have had it. But then there were concerns. And for that reason, Inspector Legrand
Sounds
took
to
it
me like
himself.
the new
Was that
Raven
his idea?
has
Well, yes, you could say that. I want to
old
go back to my
information,
cabin.
which means he got information
I'll see you
somehow
later.
earlier, right?
oh, of course. See you later.
Alright. She's giggling to nobody now, so let's just go talk to her. I don't like her little head
I
thing.
didn't want to interrupt your conversation with Professor Lucien so abruptly.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Learning that
He's
there's
afraid
still
of
a burglar
murderers,
on board
perhaps?
seemed to frighten him.
He was so relaxed the whole time, and then...
And then the stupid Swiss constable came by and made him anxious.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
No matter. I'm sure he'll calm down and come back soon enough. May I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
How is Matt? He seems happy enough.
After all the commotion, he's already back to his old... But I haven't
Some of
told
this
him about the
doesn't seem
murder.
important.
That would be...
I think he's made of...
I want to
This
thank
isn't
you again
important.
for what you did on... I wouldn't have known...
Everything's...
Yes, it's fine. Weird,
Think
crazy eyes.
nothing of it.
Last
How
night.
was last night for you?
It was awful. I was having a conversation with Edgar, Professor Lucien,
Ah, there we go.
here on the forecastle. Then I wanted to look
That
for the
forecastle.
lady and went forward via the side deck. When I passed the Baroness's cabin, I heard a muffled scream.
You heard a scream.
Yes,
Nobody else
I
heard a
thought the
scream?
Baroness probably had a fall. I went to the door and listened for a moment. Since I couldn't hear anything, I knocked on the door and asked whether she was all right. There was no answer.
Interesting. And then?
I didn't know what to do, so I tried to open the door. It was locked. I saw the Baroness's butler, Mr. Inch, on the forecastle. I thought he might have the key and went back. On the way, the bobby crossed my path, and then Edgar, who wanted to check the safe. I explained the situation to him, and then the alarm went off.
The Bobby as in Constable,
How did the scream
The other guy?
sound?
Oliver?
It was a short outcry, very frightened, as if someone had been startled.
Was it a woman's voice?
Yes, the voice was high.
So it could have been a scream from the Baroness. Possibly because she discovered someone in her cabin.
Possibly.
That person might have threatened her with a weapon, so that she wouldn't scream for help.
Crazy.
Oh, God.
He waited until the coast was clear.
Oh, God.
Oh, please, stop it, Mr. Zellner.
The
The
butler.
Baroness's butler said that he was on the forecastle as well.
Yes, he was standing on the other side of the deck smoking a cigarette.
Was he on the forecastle the whole time?
Does he smoke?
I'm not sure. He was there, and later he was on the side deck with us.
Honestly, when it comes
yes,
to
he looked after you while you
interviewing
were unconscious.
witnesses,
He unbuttoned your collar and held your head while the doctor
they're
checked
usually
you.
some of the
But
least
you can't say
reliable.
for certain whether he came
people
from the
and the least
forecastle
reliable
with you and
stories.
Professor Lucien, or afterwards.
Well, no. But where else could he have come from?
I guess he could have come from that.
Did you report
right?
that to Inspector Legrand?
Yes, last night. He was very interested in, but I wanted to look for Lady Westmacott, and he let me go without further delay. He said,
I understand.
"Do you think the man from the train also killed the Baroness, Constable Zellner?"
I don't know yet.
It's
I don't
horrible.
know yet.
Explosions,
These words.
thieves, murder.
So what I was saying is, if you interview people, they will literally be like, I saw that happen. I saw it happen at this exact time. The person was wearing a blue shirt. They'll tell you everything about it. And then you can look it up or investigate it. And they'll be off by days. They won't be wearing a blue shirt. It'll be a different gender. It'll be completely different. And they will swear up and down that it happened. Usually it's something like time. It's like, you know what, it happened 10 minutes ago. Actually happened an hour and a half ago. Like, it happened an hour and a half ago? Oh, wow.
You and Professor Lucien.
When it comes to a
seem
lot of
be
crimes,
having
people
a
seem to...
lively
That's one of those
conversation.
things where it's just untrustworthy.
Oh, yes. He's an expert in ancient Egyptian art and preeminent in hieroglyphic research. He's the head of the Egyptian department in the British Museum, you know.
I'm aware.
And he's going to open an exhibition at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo.
You see this?
Right.
They had planned on exhibiting both jewels together for the first time in decades, but that's not going
Sure
to
it's not gonna happen now?
sadly. I think it's quite upsetting for him.
We're working hard to ensure that at least one eye will be on display.
I know. I'll ask Lady Westmacott if she'd like to participate in the opening of the exhibition. I think it would be good for her.
And
she cares.
Professor Lucien will surely offer you a private tour. You're American, aren't you?
That's correct.
And you moved to England because of the job?
I lived in England before. During the Second World War, I volunteered. I worked in a pharmacy on a US base north of London.
In a pharmacy? Interesting.
Well, it was the war and everyone was sent where they could help best.
Please, go on, Miss...
After the war, I studied music in London. I met my husband there. We married and went back to the States together.
He was also American?
No, English. But he said he had problems with his family and he wanted to be as far from them as possible.
And you gave up your studies for him?
Well, yes, I did.
Hmm.
Life as a single mother couldn't have been easy.
It was pretty tough then. I worked from morning till night and it was still only enough for the bare necessities. And I couldn't give Matt all the attention he needed.
And then Lady Westmacott entered your life.
It was like an angel appeared to me. She must have offered me the position out of pity. I had no experience as a carer. She made me a generous offer. I couldn't believe it. And she really adores Matt. She's offered him a good education, and now he has every opportunity in life.
An almost unbelievable story.
I'm still afraid that it's a dream and that I'll wake up one day.
How does it feel to work for such a world-famous person?
The work is very interesting and varied, and it pays well, too.
You are very lucky that the lady offered the position to you.
I just hope she
I
won't
wonder if
change
there's
her mind
something
one day.
behind that,
What would
that
become of
she's
mass
suspicious
education then?
because she, well, it doesn't
I
make
really
much
make
sense.
an effort to measure up to Lady
I don't know.
Westmacott's
I don't trust anybody
expectations,
so far, and I'm just
but
trying to question
sometimes I
everything
feel
they
like
say
I fall
all the time.
short.
Lady Westmacott couldn't ask for a better.
I'm saving up as much money as I can all the same.
Inspector Partout.
Lady Westmacott dropped a
Sounds
hint
like
on
Poirot
the
to me.
train that she killed her hero, Partout. What did she mean by that?
Oh, she must have meant the manuscript.
Manuscript?
She always takes it with her. It's an unpublished Partout novel. I once asked
Yeah,
her
it's
why she
Poirot.
never published it. She said that according to her will, the novel's only to be published after her death.
And in it, Partout will be killed?
Maybe. I've never read it. No one has. You'd better ask her yourself.
If you worked in a pharmacy, you would certainly know something about medicines and poisons.
Everything is a potential poison, Constable. It depends on the dose.
Have you ever heard of chloral hydrate?
It's a tranquilizer, isn't it?
We
I'm
all have,
asking
I bet.
you.
Well, Lady Westmacott also asked questions like that for her last novel. But since I've never wanted to kill anyone, I never bothered with
Doesn't
things
kill
like
you.
strychnine and arsenic and all that. I could
That
recommend
would.
something for a headache, a sore throat, or a rash.
That's kind of you, but there's really no need. I'll be seeing you, Miss Miller.
Constable?
Constable. Alright. Well, now I think it's time that we go and get food for Constable Oliver. So that's what we're going to do next. Hey everyone, thanks for watching me play The Raven Legacy of a Master Thief. If you've liked this video, hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what you want to see me play next. Whatever. I look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for the next episode.